Hey everybody, welcome to the best looking but probably worst sounding ChortleCast episode in the history of ChortleCast. Welcome. I'm Jake. This is Brody.
I'm Brody. Maybe this episode will sound good.
Maybe. Who knows? It might be the best audio that we've ever had. But as you can tell, if you're watching on YouTube or on any video site, you can tell we are in a drastically different podcast set than we normally are.
Still the same room.
It's still the same room, but drastically different look. So this is not permanent by any means.
Unless you like it.
Well, if you like it, I might can wiggle a little bit around. But I think as we mentioned this in the first podcast episode that we ever did, that we borrow this space that we shoot the podcast in. And so the people who usually use this had something else going on. They had to change up our set. They didn't have time to change it back, so we're here, and I think it looks pretty good.
I think it does too.
But it's because we're using a lot of things that we're not allowed to use normally. So it's, if you like it, enjoy it. But if you're not, don't get used to it. So anyway, this bookcase behind me may be a staple that gets to stick around.
I like the bookcase.
I may get to incorporate it some more, but anyway.
I wonder if I like the boom.
Yeah, we've got a different mic setup too, so it's just, it might sound a little different, it might feel a little different, but it's the same
I'm
good
staring
ChortleCast.
Into the roof. We're just looking at the mic.
Yeah. So anyway, welcome to ChortleCast. This is the official podcast of Chortle Games. It's where we talk about TV shows, movies, anime, games, whatever the heck we want to talk about.
Mostly movies today.
Mostly movies today. We're going to talk about a lot of cool things. We're going to be talking about the new Justice League trailer, the new War for the Planet of the Apes trailer, the new Spider-Man trailer.
Spider-Man.
Lots of trailers this week. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But first, before we do any of that, Brody, how you been, buddy? You doing good?
Is this the catch-up? What are we doing to catch up?
We're doing a catch-up right now.
Oh, okay. I've been pretty good. Just been hanging around, working.
Doing some working?
Games, yeah. Beat that there Legend of Zelda this week.
Did you?
I did.
I beat it this weekend as well.
Well, just look at that.
That's
crazy.
But I beat it. I beat it. I did just about everything I could do in the game. You still have some shrines left, don't you?
Yeah, I still have shrines left. You're not doing the Korok seeds, are you?
That's the only thing I don't have. I don't have all the Korok seeds. I've got maybe 400-ish Korok seeds, and I keep finding those little demons of the woods everywhere. I don't know if that's what I'm going to do. At this point, I don't want to stop playing the game, so maybe that's what I do. But yeah, I've done all shrines, gotten all that.
I guess this is getting
done all side quests,
spoiler cast stuff. But yeah. I'm really excited to find out what the DLC stuff's going to be.
I really am too. I'm looking forward to it. And Brody kind of mentioned it there, but we're planning to do a spoiler cast. We're actually probably going to film it later this afternoon, but that'll come out separately from this in a different thing.
Tornadoes.
Yeah, if we don't get sucked up by tornadoes later. But yeah, that's something we're looking to do in the future. So look forward to that. That'll be a fun deal. But yeah, Legend of Zelda's been good. Trying to think of what else I've been. I bought another new Switch game that I'm hoping we'll be able to play for the channel at some point. It's this little thing called Snake Pass. Okay. Yeah, that's it. So I bought that, gave it about 30 minutes, and then jumped back into Zelda because I wanted to go try something that I thought of while I was playing that game. I think it was something really stupid, like I can't think of what it was. It was something I wanted to test the logic of the game. I was like, I don't know. I can't remember what it was.
I keep wanting to find out if I can bomb jump. Is throw a bomb and then jump on my shield over it. Have you seen the gif of the Legend of Zelda TV show?
No.
Where Link throws down a bomb and jumps on his shield and blows it up, and the bomb blows up and he goes flying away on his shield.
On his shield?
Yeah.
No, I haven't thought to try that yet.
I mean, it's a stupid show, but
right.
I was like, I wonder if I could do that, but I always forget to try it.
What I've been doing, so I beat the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've basically become attached to my horse now. I think we've talked about this before. I barely rode the horses when I actually was playing the game.
Do you have the big one still?
I still have Little Horse, as we named him in the live stream.
Mine is named Moose.
Moose.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as we finished, and I think we were still filming the live stream when I said this, but as soon as we finished, I was like, oh, I should have named him the Mountain. Like that would have been great. But then it's too late. Too late.
Where'd he go?
And I might catch another one. I don't really know, but
I have no clue.
But what frustrates me about those is you can't customize your legendary horses. So I found like the best non-legendary horse that I could find, and I upgraded them and decked them out with some cool gear. Went through and got all the gear. But yeah, I after I beat the game, I had kind of become a little bit more attached to my horse because there's a part at the end where it involves a horse. I was like, man, okay, this horse like totally saved my life. I'm really glad I have it. And so I basically, for whatever reason, afterwards, I was in Rito Village. I think that was the one thing I didn't know before I finished the game, that I wanted to go back. There's something with Cass at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I was already had teleported there when I like cut for the night. And then, so I woke up, was there, kind of moseyed around and, talked to Cass, got all that taken care of. Then I walked out of there, got to the nearest stable, summoned my horse, and I rode my horse from Rito Village to Hinto Village. Hung out there for a little bit. Then I've ridden my horse now all the way to Akala Village, where I'm trying to get to Akala Tech Lab to get some more Guardian Arrows. But yeah, I mean, I've probably spent 2 solid days just riding my horse, like real time, like playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not 2 days, but like 2 days of me playing. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
The time in the day that I have to play, spent 2 days doing just that. So you look tired. You're just young.
I may be tired. I don't know.
You've been at hard working week.
No, not really.
We've been busy where I work.
Really?
We've been running around left and right, shoots everywhere. It's been crazy. But anyway, all right, let's get into today's episode. Alrighty, folks, now's the time, my favorite part of the show, where I find, or rather, Lee Allison finds a crazy YouTube video, or Facebook video, and I show it to Brody. Sometimes it's the first time I'm seeing it, and we talk about it, and usually laugh at it. So anyway, we call this segment WTFF, or What the F Facebook. So I'm going to play today's video now. We got this guy, looks like he's having a little bit of trouble. It says, me trying to get my life together. And it looks like a drunk guy trying to get his sandal on. He can't stand up straight. He's trying so hard to get that sandal. He's really having some. Look, that guy tried to help him.
Tried to, like, kick
I
his
tried
sandal
to help
towards
him.
Oh, no, he's just
Can't
struggling.
get it on.
There you go.
Please.
He's just gonna sit there now.
That's funny. He just took a seat. He's just sitting there now. He's gonna fall over and
He'd
go to sleep.
Looks.
I hope. Please let the sandal fall off again. It fell off. They both fell off. He lost both his sandals,
And
now he's just talking to some girls. You know, as it happens. Is he trying to get them to help him?
I don't know.
That'd be really funny. They're just like, whatever, dude. Good luck.
There they go.
And they're gone.
Now he has nobody.
He's having a hard time. He's just gonna pick him up and walk away. That's so fun.
And it's what the
This guy, he needs to give up.
Huh?
Oh, he got that one on pretty quick. It's just that right leg.
I like that you can see him keep curling his toes to like keep the sandal.
Up. He's good.
Thumbs
He's
up.
good.
Thumbs
He got a
up.
thumbs up. Wow. It's WTF Facebook. Alrighty, Brody, so let's get into the news of the week. So, a lot of trailers, like I said, but we'll get into that as we go. But the first thing I want to talk about is, as we watch a trailer on the screen behind us, the first thing I want to talk about today is we now know the PS Plus games for April, and they are as follows. And I'm going to use my cheat sheet here. Drawn to Death, on PS4, which is this, which I want to get back to, but there's also Lovers in a Dangerous Space, also for PS4, Invisimals and Alien Rage for PS3.
I was about to say, yeah.
10 Second Ninja and Curses in Chaos for Vita, but also available for PS4 owners. So, anyway, Brody, the lineup, you don't hear anything. None of these names just strike you as, oh, that sounds great. But Drawn to Death, the interesting thing about this is, when this game comes out and it's available on PS Plus, this is a brand new game that's debuting for free on PS Plus. So there will be people buying this game for the first time, while we as PS4 or PS Plus owners will be getting it for free.
What the hell is this game?
Which is awesome. So I don't really know the premise of this game. I know it's a shooter type thing. You're trying to kill everybody.
Oh, that guy just threw a basketball at someone's face or something.
The theme is, it's a brawler shooter type thing. It's go all out. But the art style is like, have you ever I believe there is a game that you can play with pen and paper called Drawn to Death. I don't know if that's what it's called. Lialson has played this before, where she'll doodle something, and then the next person will doodle something that will defeat that, and then you'll doodle in response to that, and it'll end up taking over a whole piece of notebook paper or whatever. That's the inspiration for this. I feel like I could be wrong, but that's definitely what it looks like to me. So
anything the kid draws
becomes a battleground.
What the hell?
So the theme is there's a kid drawing all these levels and you're fighting in them, that kind of thing.
What?
Yeah, it looks really good. I like the art style. I'm curious to see if it's going to be fun to play. So we might get to. Ooh, jeez.
Okay.
We might get to play this on the channel. I don't know, but anyway, free for PS Plus owners. This week,
Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time looks. We'll need to play that with the girls.
Yeah, that one looks good. Let me see if I can throw a video up on it. Talk about that one, Brody. What's that all
from
about?
What I know is a 2 to 4 player co-op game. Mm-hmm. You might be able to play it single player. I don't know. But each person controls like a person on a ship, and you have to. I don't know what the end goal of it is, but I know that like you have to work together, or else you're just like screwed.
So it's kind of like, have you seen? I forget what it's called now. It's like the submarine game, Ocean Depths or something. I believe it was a Steam game.
I have no clue.
But yeah, so we got some trailer going for Lovers in a Dangerous Space now. Yeah, I'm excited. This is good. Like I said, none of these. Play this
with the girls.
I think this will be fun.
So,
I have seen this. Okay.
Yeah, so you're all like one person controls like the guns.
Someone's driving.
Like, the steering.
Someone else is giving you power to go. Right.
This must be single player.
Where you're switching.
Maybe.
Okay, I'm excited about this. We'll have to play that. So, yeah, not a whole lot of big name games though for this, but. It's really cool. Obviously, this looks like it's going to be a good game.
Yeah,
or is a good game.
PlayStation has stepped up there.
That's what we said when they were charging more. We were hoping that it meant we're going to be getting bigger and better things. And Drawn to Death isn't a AAA title or anything like that. But the fact that it's a brand new game that we're getting for free, I think that says something.
Yeah.
There's something to be said for that. So.
Well, whatever.
So I believe it was this Saturday, a trailer for Justice League, I guess it's not Dawn of Justice, but Justice League, their first trailer has officially come out. So
when I saw this, I was like, I just immediately was like, I wonder what Jake thinks about this.
I'll tell you what Jake was doing. Jake had his phone like this, and he was raising the brightness up as high as he could, squinting, trying to get a good look, because this movie is so freaking dark. It's driving me crazy.
Not like a for the people that can't see this.
Not like emotionally or like thematically dark. No, I'm talking like they dialed the ISO as low as it would freaking go. They upped that contrast way up high. It is dark, dark, dark. which is fine, but it's like I couldn't see anything. So there's a scene here in a minute where it's Gordon talking to Batman, and then Aquaman shows up. Literally can't see anything in that one. I can't, at least, And I rewatched it later, and it was better, but still, it's like, gee whiz, it's so dark. But
are you excited?
we're gonna talk about Spider-Man next. I'm more excited for that than I am this. And as a DC fanboy, all this stuff is mine, by the way, that we have back here.
Oh, yeah. I just have a bunch of amiibo.
I hate saying that, but it looks fine. It looks exciting. It looks exciting, but I'm just not sold. I'm not sold.
It looks
yet.
like a kind of generic superhero movie.
The problem that DC has is they're trying to catch up to Marvel. Mm-hmm. So at this point, they have to make an Avengers Justice League movie.
But it's like, this comes out soon, right?
It's this summer, I believe. It's hang on, I wrote it down. I didn't write this one down. I wrote everyone else's. We'll see it here in a minute.
But like, the difference between Marvel and this is that all the other people had standalone movies.
Yeah.
I don't know about Cyborg or Flash or
that's their problem. They're trying to play catch up. So at this point, this is Fantastic Four. Like this is, for all we know, it's in November.
Yeah.
For all we know, this is Fantastic Four. Like it's just it's a superhero movie that has more than one superhero. Is all this is at this point. So, and I'll tell you this: I don't like Cyborg.
He looks strange.
He looks scrawny.
He does.
He looks like a scrawny little wimp. Compared to the other guys in this, he looks scrawny. He looks as big as Flash, if not bigger.
Yeah.
And I mean, sure, he's a robot, so obviously he gets his super strength from that. And he's merged with a motherboard box, which they talk about in this trailer. We see it. It's this little box that you see, kind of that right there. It's kind of creeping up. He's merged with that, so he's strong. But I just don't like how he looks in that. I will say this: I am pumped for Aquaman. Aquaman looks good. He's gonna be great. I feel like he's gonna have a very Thor feel.
What do you think about Ezra Miller?
I don't know how I feel about him yet either. So, I'm a CW fan. I like the Flash there. I like Guy Gustin. I probably butchered that name, but that's that guy. He's a great Flash. So I'm interested to see how this is gonna go. I'm not sold yet. But anyway, the look, the style, I think is fine. I think it all looks great. I just don't know how much of the moment. I tell people all the time, my favorite movie going experience was the midnight premiere of Avengers, because there was just so much energy. I don't know if you were with me or not. There was so much energy. There was so much like reward. Like there was a build up to this. Like this is a moment that's gonna be history for movies.
And it was like that movie still was like the craziest experience to me, like in a movie theater, because everyone else was freaking pumped.
Was excited, yeah.
Like,
and sure, when you go see this, there are going to be people that are going to be excited, but it's not that same. Yes, like we're finally seeing all of these people together.
Yeah.
I mean, to some degree, it will be, because it's Justice League. We all like these heroes, or most of these heroes. But I don't know.
So what even is like happening in this movie?
So this is going to set up for they're kind of building up their Thanos, which is Darkseid.
Yeah.
They mention him in the Batman versus Superman. I don't know if they mention him. They don't mention him by name, but in the Nightmare sequence, there's like a symbol etched on the ground where Batman kind of comes out of his hiding. That's Darkseid's signal and sign. So that nightmare, which we find out is a vision from Barry Allen, the Flash.
Yeah.
People think that is the future where Darkseid comes to Earth and somehow has gotten Superman to turn against Earth.
Yeah.
So
that's not the Injustice timeline?
That's kind of what Injustice went for. I don't know that's. I think as far as I know, there's a comic book that came along with the Injustice games,
okay.
And that was a fairly new universe that they had created where that happened. But yeah. Anyway, Darkseid is now going to be involved with that, but that's not where this storyline comes from, I don't think. But
Okay.
what this is going to do is set up kind of that. So the mother boxes, that's the thing that's Darkseid's world. That's the kind of their main power boxes.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3. There's one on Amastera, or I think that's how you say that, Wonder Woman's world. I assume we'll see it in her new movie coming out soon. Cyborg has merged with one. And then we saw one in this trailer that's in Gotham City. And then there's also one in Atlantis.
So 4?
Maybe it's 4. I'm pretty sure it's 3 though.
Maybe it's not counting
I think he
Cyborg?
merged with the one that's in Gotham.
Okay.
That's maybe how it went. Anyway, that's what they're looking for. And so I don't know if you noticed there's the scene with that older man. He's kind of walking in. We see the mother box, and then we see like a demon thing kind of come up, and you see them fighting these things. I forget what they're called. Off the top of my head, I can't think of it, but those are like the minions or the massive alien army of Darkseid.
Yeah.
His general, and I can't think of his name, is going to be the main antagonist in this one. It'll all kind of build up Darkseid and whatnot. I'm sure Superman will come back to life at the end of this. He'll have long black hair. He'll be wearing a black Superman suit. He'll bust up in, punch a couple guys in the face, and it'll be like, yay, he's back.
I don't know why they even did that at the end of.
It's a thing. It's a thing that happens.
But it's like
in the comics, it's like a big moment.
He's not dead. You know he's not dead.
You know.
And even if he was dead, they just replace him with a new one.
You know, superhero movies, that's just kind of a thing. Like, nothing will ever have the power that the first death of Superman had. Like, that's a comic book to go down in history. Because it really shook people. People were like, they just killed Superman. Like, what? This can happen? And so that changed the whole game. But then it's like now everybody does that. People die all the time and come back. It's like, Arrow, they say, there was a line, one of their characters said it was something along the lines of somebody had come back to life, and one of the characters is like, it's a Wednesday. Like, we have people coming back to life every Wednesday. Like, just like calm down, catch up, like get with the program. So anyway, but I'm going to go see this, obviously. I hope that it's going to be better than Batman vs. Superman, which wasn't bad, but it's critically, or I guess most people don't really consider it that great.
Suicide Squad. So.
It was better than Suicide Squad, and I think this looks better than Suicide Squad, which I was pumped for Suicide Squad beforehand, not as much afterhand. But anyway, I don't know. I'm hoping.
That was a bad movie.
That was.
I did not enjoy that movie.
Spider Drone does whatever a Spider Drone does. Spider-Man: Homecoming had a new trailer this week as well.
I will say, it looks awesome.
It looks great.
But I will also say, they showed way too damn much in this trailer.
Yes, I mean we know the whole story.
Pretty much.
This
yeah.
I could, if I were to go watch this movie, and come back to you.
Let's just say spoiler for people that haven't watched the trailer.
Yeah.
But like, okay, so
if I went to this movie and I came back, or you went to this movie and you came to me and I said, "Oh, how was that movie? I haven't seen it yet." Well, you could tell me exactly what was in this trailer.
Yeah, I could just be like,
this trailer would be your summary of the whole movie.
Yeah, Tony gives Spider-Man a suit,
which we've already seen.
Yeah,
in
and then
Civil
we see
War.
that Vulture is the villain,
Right.
and he sets up a trap for Spider-Man on a boat, and
Right.
then I guess that's kind of like the train thing from the first movie.
Kind of, yeah.
And then it like blows up and it splits apart, and Spider-Man's trying to pull it together, and then Tony Stark just out of nowhere, don't know why they ruined this scene in the trailer.
I can't believe they did it either.
Just shows up
They
and
could've-
pulls the ship back together, and then they go and throw in that Tony takes the suit back.
Yep.
And it's like, why? Why
Yeah.
did you put that in
That
here?
could have been a crazy moment in the movie. That's because we had seen there was a teaser, I guess, for this that came out, and we had seen that shot of him holding the boat together.
Yeah.
They didn't have to show that. They could have showed this right here that they're showing now, where Tony's taking the suit away from him. They could have shown that and not shown us Tony saving the day, and we all would have still had a similar reaction. But like, we didn't need to know that. I also think they show Shocker in this trailer. You just kind of saw it here. But they show a guy with like a lightning gun or something, and he just like smacks Peter across, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but he's not wearing his Civil War suit in that. He's wearing his funny makeup, like what he came up with suit. I will say this. Now that we've seen that, now that we know that's going to be part of the movie, I am glad that they're kind of taking away his suit, making him do this. I hope...
Still didn't need to know it, but...
No, I didn't need to know it going in, but I'm excited. It's knowing that I have a lot of confidence for it. I have a lot of confidence for it, seeing that he gets his suit taken away. I hope we're going to see him build his web shooters.
Yeah.
Because we saw in Civil War he had them, and that Tony did it all. And I always thought from seeing that one that kind of took away from Peter having to figure all this out on his own. So I would like to see the same thing we've kind of seen before, where Peter's having to figure out his gear and make his own suit, only to earn his actual suit back at the end. I
saw like an article from like GameSpot or something that was like, seemed like it was trying to make this big deal that like this actor hadn't consulted with like past Spider-Man about what he should do, and it's like, why should he do that in the first place? Why not make his own Spider-Man?
I saw that headline and I was like, that was probably a smart move.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, when I liked the Andrew Garfield ones that happened. I think the problem... I only
saw the first one.
I don't think he was the problem with those movies. I think some of the creative direction that they went with and that kind of thing were the problems with those. The Tobey Maguire ones from way back when, what took those south was the third one. The third one ruined.
The first one was good.
The first one was great.
I don't remember the second one.
I think they basically made everything from the comics that usually takes place in high school take place in college. And that was, at the time, I didn't know any better, so it was like, this is fine. And I enjoyed those movies, but I don't know. Yeah,
I don't think you should consult with the past Spider-Man about
I
how
don't
to
think
be
that
Spider-Man.
I don't think he has to do that.
No, that's stupid. What else was I gonna say?
What do you think about Keaton being Vulture? He's an old Batman.
Who's that? Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
I
think he looks like he's gonna do good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about Spider-Man villains besides like.
They are making the Vulture look pretty cool because he's kind of a lower tier Spider-Man villain, but he looks pretty cool. I mean, he's just a robber. He's just a bank robber in this, and he's kind of trying to take the power back from the wealthy and mighty. But
did you see that panel from like a Spider-Man comic on Twitter that was like, I read this every day, and it was like Spider-Man talking to someone on a dinosaur, and he was like, "Why are you doing this?" And the guy was just like, "I just want everyone to be dinosaurs." And it's like, no, what?
I haven't seen that.
I'll have to try to find it after we're done with the podcast.
That's awesome. I
was like,
wow.
Okay.
So excited about this?
Yeah.
Are you more excited about this than Justice League?
Of course.
I think I am too.
I've been ready for this since like Civil War.
Oh yeah, Civil War got me pumped for this. I was watching, I think it was College Humor did a thing, and it was Fantastic Four trying to convince the guys at Fox to let them go back to Marvel or whatever. And one of them said the line, they made a better Spider-Man movie in 15 minutes than Sony ever did in 3 movies, So I feel like that's how this is. Marvel's got the power back. It's relative topic. There was a news story today that apparently Spider-Man may not be in the MCU for very long. So he's in Infinity War. They've already started filming that, and we've seen him on the set of that. So he's in that. Mm-hmm. He's supposed to be in Infinity War Part 2, whatever that's going to be called. And then Marvel has one more solo Spider-Man movie or sequel to this one. Mm-hmm. But then supposedly their contract's up after that. With their merging deal where they could use it. Sony wants to keep Spider-Man to make money. And although it gave them the ability to get Spider-Man back into the MCU, I don't think this is going to help Marvel get the rights to Spider-Man back by any means.
That Sony would sell it.
No. But now, they could always extend that contract. They could always come back and rewrite it and say, let's do more. This has been a successful partnership. But I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised at all if Sony did the sequel and then they made some reason why he couldn't still be connected to the MCU in the third one, and it be completely on its own. Sony does the whole thing and it bombed, and we have to start this whole process over
Spider-Man
again.
3, just the emo Spider-Man.
Yes, and that'll be what they do.
Yeah.
That other related topic, they've also announced a Venom movie.
Yeah, which is going to be a horror movie.
Horror sci-fi,
I'm
completely unconnected to the MCU.
I'm excited for it.
Are you?
Well, just the horror aspect of it, I guess.
Have you heard the conversation? I don't think it is, but there was a lot of people before Life, the movie Life with Ryan Reynolds came out.
I did see that theory.
That people were like, "What if this is a low key like Venom movie?" And that's what this
awesome.
is. I hope it's got that kind of same style and feel to it. If
Yeah.
that's what they're going to go with it, some kind of alien symbiote coming into Earth and taking over people. I think that would be interesting. But anyway.
And then, what else was I going to say about? Oh. Do you think, is someone like calling you?
No.
Okay. Do you think they'll like ever be able to say Fantastic Four?
If Marvel got a hold of it, I think something could happen that would make it work.
It just seems like every time they get like a chance, it's just.
I mean, I liked the first one that they did.
I remember the first one. I remember Silver Surfer, and that one was like.
That kind of was where it all kind of crumbled back again. I thought the first one that they did with that was good. Somewhat similar problem to what I think the original Spider-Man trilogy had is I think it was too old, but I think the new movie took it the completely wrong direction and was way too young. Mm-hmm. And then they had a lot of issues on that. They skipped like the whole middle section of that movie. They just took it out. Now I didn't either, but I've read several reviews and
I've just seen that like every time people get mad that like what is the villain's name, like Green
Dr. Doom.
Yeah, Green.
He wears green.
Yeah. I mean, so I guess that's
Green Dr. Doom. That one.
Yeah, instead of blue.
Yeah.
But he's supposed to be like a good villain or something. No, I don't know how to like phrase it. But so, he's like a villain, but he's trying to like help.
So yes, he's he's a good villain that thinks he's trying to better the world.
Yeah.
And in the superhero's opinion, he's a villain that makes you question, is this guy really doing a wrong thing? Is this guy really doing a bad thing? And then it's just whatever. The heroes are usually trying to push their agenda as well. But yeah, he's more of somebody trying to do something that he thinks is right, but in the eyes of the rest of the world is morally incorrect or wrong.
But it's like every time they don't portray that in the movies or something.
Yeah, that's I could see that. Even in the first ones, they definitely portrayed him as like a deranged maniac that was power hungry and whatnot. Yeah. But anyway, I digress. We could go on about that. So Spider-Man Homecoming looks good, gonna be good. I'm telling you, lots of trailers this week. This one came out today. We're going to talk about War for the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, I have to actually watch this once I get home.
The third in this new reboot trilogy that they've got going. This is the third one.
It was the fourth.
This is the third one. No, not the fourth. I don't think it's the fourth. I'm pretty sure it's the third one. But anyway, this dropped today. I was literally like, God, they got to stop dropping trailers because there were like 4 or 5 this week already. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I'm super excited about this movie.
I love the other two.
The other two that they've done have been really good. This is the third. The other two that they've done have been phenomenal. They're really good. I think they're really well done.
The motion capture
is amazing. The monkeys look awesome. The monkeys look scary real. I remember in the first one, I literally kind of had to like watch something else afterwards because I was so freaked out by just this whole idea, Mm-hmm. And that was awesome. That's what they want you to get from this. Like this should be a genuine fear, from this movie. But the last two kind of make you root for Caesar, and these are gonna do kind of the same. And I think this is an interesting take on the whole story, the series as a whole. Because the old ones, you're from the human perspective. You're trapped in this planet of apes, trying to escape from the apes.
Monkeys.
This is told from a whole new perspective of you're the monkey, just trying to live, like just trying to do your thing.
It's like, I just want to be a monkey, man.
The humans won't let it ride, you know? So what's been great about this, though, is they've just built this up. Like, if they do a fourth one, which if this does half as well as the other two, I think they would. You know, the fourth one could be Planet of the Apes, you know, like where it's actually they've taken over and it's the humans again trying to overcome. It looks awesome. There's a girl in this trailer, and I can't remember the name. We were just talking to my boss about it. Nova? She somehow connects to the old movies.
Okay.
And so it almost is like they're building this up to be a prequel for the original series. So maybe they won't do a Planet of the Apes where it's a complete reboot of the original, what they actually did in the first older ones.
Yeah.
But anyway, this looks great. I think the continuing of Caesar's story is going to be awesome.
I remember how, like, I don't remember if it may have been the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, the moment of Caesar speaking in the movie theater was just like, what the hell?
Yes, that was a huge moment.
Like, that was
and
just
you saw
awesome.
that in theaters? I didn't see it in theaters.
I saw it in theaters, and everybody in the movie theater, like, you just heard like from everyone.
That was
because
a
it was
great moment.
crazy.
Yeah.
It was like, I mean, in the old movies, it's like the monkeys talked, right?
Oh yeah, they talked from the very beginning.
But at the beginning of like this series, it's like
we
they're
were watching him
monkeys.
develop and
yeah,
grow.
like they can't talk or anything, and then Caesar gets like pissed off, and I think it's like in the zoo, the containment center.
Yeah, he was with a group of apes that were like all owned by somebody, and that's where they had to keep him for a period of time. And the guy who was there, I believe it was it the actor who played
Malfoy?
Malfoy, yeah. He would like assault the apes.
Yeah,
and
then
especially
Caesar at one point just gets up and is like, no!
Yeah.
And like just starts screaming no or something, and I was just like,
Yep. I remember that moment distinctly. That was a great moment in movie history. But this is going to be good. I'm interested to see how they end up with this little girl. It seems like there's a gorilla who's working with the humans. They show this in the trailer, yeah.
oh, he's
And I don't know who he is, why he's helping them, what his thoughts are. I'm really just
maybe he's like,
confused. I don't know.
You're right, monkeys shouldn't
Right.
be people.
I agree with humans. Apes are wrong. We should not be here. Why are you helping them? You are an ape.
Build a wall.
Yet another trailer.
That's
Too
pretty
many
much all
trailers
today
this week.
is.
That's all. Really, that's all it is. So, Game of Thrones dropped yet another teaser. Shows us a little bit more this time. But basically, this shows Jon Snow, Daenerys Targaryen, and Cersei Lannister walking through their halls. It's basically mimicking the same sequences for all three places, but of course Cersei is in the Iron Throne. Khaleesi is in some place I've never seen before. And then Jon Snow is in Winterfell. So anyway, same sequences. They're all walking to their thrones and taking a seat. Just get you pumped, get you excited. I think it's all setting up that these are kind of the last three players in the Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? Like, these are the people all competing for the throne. Mm-hmm. I'm super pumped for this. And then, of course,
want to win?
I want Daenerys and Jon Snow to get married, fall in love, have beautiful children, and become the king and queen of whatever.
Okay, but realistically, what do you think is going to happen?
That's my realistic, this is what's going to happen.
This is Game of Thrones, man. That's not going to happen.
You don't think so?
No. That's too happy.
You
think that they're going to defeat, like, big bad Cersei and, like...
Yeah.
No.
This is what I predict for the path again. I think Daenerys is going to show up. She's going to show up. They're going to take on, who are the water people? I can't think of their name.
Water people.
They're the sea people.
Oh, Theon's
family.
family?
Yeah. They're gonna take on them. They're gonna get Theon and his sister taken care of. They're where they're back in control. They're gonna mosey their way over to Jon. I think Jon Snow's gonna get word of that somehow. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the confrontation between Daenerys and Jon Snow is going to be, but I think it's going to end with them agreeing to work together with some sort of understanding that Jon Snow would maintain some sort of power over the North
Are the sand snakes still a thing?
Yes, they're also a factor that's coming in. I think they're going to join up with Daenerys and take on Cersei because they've got blood. They're all frustrated. So they're all going to somehow connect, tie in together. We've already seen Varys talking to them, so that we know that's going to happen. They're going to team up.
Yeah.
I think somehow they're going to meet up with Jon Snow, buddy up with Jon Snow, and he's going to be like, look, we got some White Walkers about to take over the world. Like, we need to get on this. And Daenerys is going to be like, yeah, I'll help you with that. But first, I want my throne back.
Yeah. He's just going to walk up and be like, look, y'all are on some petty shit
like,
right
look,
now.
Yeah, y'all are on some, this ain't what it's all about. I'm serious. That's what's going to happen. Maybe not
look,
in so many words.
I know y'all have this big problem right here.
I know you got this issue with that sword chair over there, but we got some big bad guys coming up in here. They cold. They some cold mother
like,
truckers.
I know we've been saying for several seasons now that the winter's coming. It's coming now.
This is all the story of the boy who cried wolf. They just said winter is coming for so long that now no one's like, whatever, it's winter. No, but seriously, they're gonna hook up. They're gonna have some sort of agreement. I don't know if it's a marriage. I don't know if they're just gonna shake on it. Whatever. That Jon is gonna have maintain some order in the north.
Yeah.
They're gonna go to King's Landing. They're gonna take down Cersei. It's gonna be bloody. It's gonna be bad. Someone might die. Someone's probably gonna die. I doubt Daenerys or Jon are gonna die. Jon's supposed to be a dragon rider. Yes.
Where did you see that?
It's been a long-running theory with Game of Thrones fans of the book and of the show that there are 3 dragon riders. Daenerys and Jon Snow, and then there's someone else. Personally, I think it's going to be Tyrion.
Oh.
Personally, I think Tyrion's going to be a dragon rider.
I hope Tyrion gets to stab Cersei or something.
That would be awesome. I would love that moment.
But it's like, I hate Cersei, but like that moment of this season, was it finale or premiere last?
I believe it was the finale where she killed everybody.
That was insane.
Spoilers, I guess.
I mean, I guess that was like a year ago.
Yeah.
But still, like, that was, I dare say awesome. That was awesome.
Sad to see, and I can't think of her name now. What was
I can see the actor's face. Or actress's face.
I cannot think of her name. She was the pretty flower girl. That's all I could think of to call her.
I know she has like the kind of elfish looking face.
Yes.
I don't remember.
I really like that actress too, and I can't think of her name either.
Natalie Dorman.
That's it. Her character. I hated seeing her die. I'm not terribly upset about it, but yeah, I don't know. But that's what I think is going to happen. But I want to know where Daenerys is because we've never seen that throne. And BT Dubs, that looks way cooler than the actual Iron Throne. Yeah. So wherever she is, she needs to hold up there and hang out there. So I don't know. I can't. From what I've seen, that's a surprise to everybody. Like no one's really like people might have figured out where it is, but no one was like, oh yeah, that's such and such in the north. Like it wasn't a very obvious thing.
Ahead of books now, aren't we?
Oh yeah. We're way ahead of books.
Is this the last season?
Supposedly it is. I thought there were 2 more seasons, and they were 7 episodes each.
Yeah, there's only 7 episodes this time instead of the normal 10.
See, what I thought was, Jon and Daenerys teaming up and going after Cersei would be this season. Mm-hmm. And then a next season would be just the battle with White Walkers.
I don't know. What if the White Walkers just win everything?
I mean,
they just kill
how
everyone.
This show goes, that makes the most sense.
They just kill everybody.
I mean, yeah. I hope. To me, as long as Jon Snow, Daenerys, Tyrion, and
Varys.
No.
Bran.
It's one of my favorite characters, and I cannot think of her name. The little Stark girl.
Arya.
As long as those 4 or 5 people are alive at the end of all this, I'll be happy. Everyone else
Bran's
can die.
Gonna have like a big part.
Oh yeah, he's gonna have a huge part, but I don't know.
I don't know about Arya.
I think Sam is going to find some vital piece that's going to be necessary in the war against the White Walkers, and that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
And I think Bran is going to he's going to figure out some other piece of information that's going to connect with Sam's, and it's all going to come together, and they'll defeat him.
Because every time he like goes to war or something, it's like it wasn't every time, but he
could see
saw
the White Walkers.
King when he was like warging or something,
well,
warging out.
he warged them. He was trying to find them.
Okay.
And then that's when he touched him, and that's what gave them the ability to come in, and that's what killed Hodor.
Yeah. Hold the door, hold the door.
God rest his soul. So, anyway, this is going to be great.
That whole thing was kind of weird now that I think about it. It was
The
like,
Hodor thing? The hold the door?
so he like knew about it from since he was a kid.
Yep.
That's what would happen.
Yep.
I don't know. But
The way I think of it is when Bran
controlled him.
controlled him, took over his body. Basically, what I think of is Bran took whatever age Hodor to the future in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And he was there, and he died at that moment.
Yeah.
And so Hodor of the past was just stuck on replay,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and just lived his whole life, you know, a simpleton, you know,
Yeah.
basically dead, only able to say those words. And it was his whole life had been taken out in that moment. He only existed in those points where he died and where he,
Thanks, Bran.
yeah. I mean, telling you, there were tons of people who were mad at Bran in that moment.
And then, have we figured out what was going on with like Ned's sister?
Yeah, so that now we know that Jon Snow, or well, I say
yeah.
we know, it has been strongly alluded, and people should have figured this out by now. But he is a Targaryen,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Which is why I think he's going to be a dragon rider, and why I think he and Daenerys are going to end up being a thing.
That'd be brother sister, but I mean, I guess that wouldn't be the first time in the show. If he's a Targaryen.
That wouldn't make him brother sister. They might be cousins.
Okay.
I
guess that's not as
They
bad
could still
as,
get married, though.
yeah.
I think. Well, I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen?
that won't stop the game.
That won't stop this show. Not at
No.
all. So our last bit of news, real short, real simple, but we now have a release date and a title for Wreck-It Ralph 2.
I'm gonna wreck it.
Yes, that guy. It's going to be called Ralph Breaks the Internet. It is Wreck-It Ralph 2's title.
What do you think's gonna even?
It's going to be
the
coming
premise of
out.
this?
It's going to be coming out March 9th of 2018, so a little less than a year from now. I think this is what I predict, and I don't know how it really makes sense in the lore that exists. I hope they flesh this out a little bit better. But from the image, which I've got here on the screen, it looks like an app icon that says Ralph Breaks the Internet. It's the app logo.
Mm-hmm.
And then it looks like a notification button that we all know, love, and hate, that our phone apps have. It says Wreck-It Ralph 2. What I predict is going to happen is Wreck-It Ralph's video game has been turned into an app that you can play on your phone, which gives all our beloved friends from the first movie access to the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And they jump around from app to app and through that, the internet. And Ralph wrecks it. Yeah. So that's what I am predicting from this. Now, I don't know how it makes sense that the people who are in the arcade game are in the app. Like, I hope they flesh that out a little bit better.
Maybe it's like
The-
Ralph and Friends.
What do you mean?
I don't
Oh, like a different game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
The
know.
only way that it makes sense in my head is if the same characters exist in all different spaces. Does that make sense? So like,
Mhm.
whereas in Toy Story, you know, you could see other Buzz Lightyears and they weren't our Buzz Lightyear. They were completely different, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But whereas in this, if you go to one arcade and play Wreck-It Ralph, it's the exact same Wreck-It Ralph as we've seen in the arcade that we know and love now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like Toy Story. They're all exactly the same person jumping between every existing place.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that makes much sense, but that's the best I can come up with just sitting here. So all that to say, I hope they flesh this out and make it make more sense.
Yeah. I like the first one. I don't really remember it besides the end.
Yeah, it was really, really good. And I mean, as someone who's played video games and loved video games all their life, it was really satisfying and I enjoyed it. And then, of course, it's a Disney movie, and Disney
All I
movies are
remember
great.
is Ralph, the glitchy girl.
Mm-hmm. Vanellope Von Sweets.
Sure. And
I can remember Disney characters' names, but not Game of Thrones characters' names.
and then,
No matter how ridiculous.
like the Candyland King, and they had a race. That's all.
obviously Salmon.
Sure.
Sure. You don't remember that part then.
What is this?
I don't know.
The battery's low. It's
Battery
less
low
than
on
25%. That probably looked like the oldest man thing that I've ever done.
Probably.
It's like, I can't see that. What does it say?
But yeah, that's kind of what I'm predicting for the plot of this. But I'm sure we'll see more. I'm sure we'll get a teaser eventually. Probably a teaser pretty soon, maybe in the next couple months, 2 or 3 months. I'd expect a teaser or something like that. But
Maybe.
Wreck-It Ralph was good. I'm expecting Wreck-It Ralph 2 to be just as good. And at least it's not another live-action remake from Disney. That's all I have to say right now. Because that's all we're getting otherwise. So tell me how does that make you feel?
That today's episode is ending. It does not make me feel very good.
You are sad that this episode is coming to an end.
Yes, if you want to submit some comments or something for the next one, maybe you could send it to my therapist's email.
Yes. Thanks for tuning in this week, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the best looking episode that we'll ever have on this nice looking set here.
But maybe the worst sounding.
It may be the worst sounding. You never know. I don't know how any of this went. I didn't do a super good sound check beforehand, so
Nope.
But anyway, hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, there's a couple things you can do for us. Number one, you can visit us at ChortleGames.com, which will get you to our YouTube page, which is where we post videos every week. We post on Mondays, Wednesdays, and then the podcast on Fridays.
Monday's the day for series.
Night in the Woods. We're playing through right now. Going to be playing through for a long time. It looks like.
What is Wednesday? The crazy day.
Wednesday, I call it Wild Wednesday.
There you go.
It's anything and everything. You never know what's going to happen.
And Friday's just podcast.
Fridays are just podcast, and then occasionally we'll live stream.
Yeah.
If we are together and have time to live stream, that's what we tend to do. So,
There you go.
but yeah, so you can check out that. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can leave us a nice little comment. Tell us what you think. Maybe hit a like on the video. If you're listening through iTunes or another podcast service, you can leave us a nice little review. Let us know what you think. We can see that, and we definitely read through those. I've said this before, but we'd like to get to a point where we, get a couple of those and maybe read them at the end of every show or something like that. Just thanking you guys for leaving us some nice information. Last but not least, not last, you can also email us at the email ChortleCast@gmail.com. That's ChortleCast@gmail.com. You can do that. Send us your comments, what you think of the show. If you've got a certain topic you want us to talk about, we'd love to hear your suggestions on that. And then you can also follow us on Twitter at ChortleGames. You can tweet us there, and we follow that, and we'll both usually respond.
Yeah, we're both pretty active with that.
Yeah, we stick onto that and check that every once in a while. So, anywho, but that's it for our show for today. So,
Thanks for watching.
we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.